Hey, I'm Dr. Cher, and I'm going to talk about willpower today because a lot of people in trying to lose weight think they need to have a lot of willpower. And then when they're not successful with their plan, whatever it is that they're doing, they think they have no willpower and they're judging themselves harshly. And they have stories to support why maybe they don't have willpower. But the point is that they kind of identify with the lack of willpower as part of who they are. So I'd like you to think of your brain. It's not really that way. First of all, willpower is a thing, but it takes energy. It takes energy to hold the course and to make decisions that require willpower. And we have a capacity. We have a limit to how much we have available to us. You can also think of this as decisions and a phenomenon called decision fatigue. They're kind of intertwined. So let me give you an example of a day. Had a full day, okay? Maybe at work, making lots of decisions, doing whatever you got to do, coming home, dealing with home stuff, depending on how complex your life is, if kids, elder care, whatever, other things going on. And it's, decision, decision, decision. And then you walk in the kitchen and there's a plate of cookies. And it's like, ooh, that would go down very well right now, but you're trying to lose weight. It's like, no, I won't do that. That's a decision. And then you decide a little later that it comes back in. That part of your brain is taking over, going, yeah, let's just have a cookie. You've worked really hard, right? And then the stories start to justify it. And you're starting to negotiate with yourself. And as somebody, I do a lot of reading on his stuff in health, David Asprey says, I don't know if I heard this from him. I don't know if he created it or not, but it's kind of like, it's like your little inner terrorist. And, can you negotiate with a terrorist? Not really. You don't really want to. The point being that every time, that every little negotiation, every little decision around all that, after a full day of making decisions, and the result is you're depleted and you just don't have the energy. And then inevitably, it's very much harder to hold the fort. So think of that as like a leaky bucket. So you want to plug the holes because willpower takes energy. So you want to plug it so that when you do need it, you've got the capacity to harness that willpower and it's not getting wasted away on all these little decisions throughout the day in and around your lifestyle habits. And the other analogy I like to use is kind of like it's like your inner puppy. I have a dog. If anybody has dogs, you'll understand this. But a puppy, think of it. They're spontaneous. They don't know what they want. They're survival. They're on survival. They're like, I want to eat. I need to poop. I need to sleep, right? They want attention. They have total lack of impulse control. Well, that part of your brain, there is a part of your brain. It's more the stress center. It's survival. And it is like your inner puppy. It works very fast. It's very reactive to your environment. Not always that smart though, right? It's just reacting to the environment versus the part of your brain that does require where you will engage for willpower is the prefrontal cortex, and that takes more energy. And it's smart. It knows what you need. It's very intelligent. That's the part that, you relate to, who you are as a person. But at the same time, it's slower. It takes more energy, more mental processing, right? It's like if you put your hand on something hot, you're going to react. Your body's just going to take over. You don't have to think about it. Well, this part of your brain, it's like your inner puppy. And really what you want your brain to be more like a service dog, where how you're reacting is serving your higher purpose, your higher goals, not the puppies ruling the roost. Because what happens when a puppy's ruling the roost is complete chaos. So part of this, and harnessing willpower, if you want to use that word, so that you're maximizing what you need to stay on track, it's not getting whittled away by this unruly puppy, is you need to train the puppy. Just like if you're going to train a service dog. And this is just having clear-cut strategies, clear-cut rules that will help so that you can kind of just stay on top of this. And eventually, when you stick with that, guess what? The puppy becomes trained. It's not as much of a struggle. You have more capacity for the willpower. So it becomes easier to kind of navigate maybe those tough situations when you're trying to lose weight and you're around food that is not ideal. So think of this, it's funny when I met our dog trainer, this is years ago, and I saw him working with dogs on the street, lived in our area, just such subtle movements. I was like, this is really interesting. And our dog would pull a lot on her leash. And so I went up to him and I'm like, oh, are you a dog trainer? And I said, I just need a little help. I just need a little help with like fixing her walking. It's like somebody just saying, I just need a little help with navigating something around food. And he said, just for looking for a little tidbit of advice. And he said, oh, and it's funny, he had this great accent. He was from the islands. And just talking to me, right? He just got totally mellow. And I was talking to him, and he said, oh man, he goes, it's not about the leash, it's about respect. The dog needs to respect you. When the dog respects you, then it's calm, and you can manage your dog, and you can love your dog. Anyway, so he just went on like this, and really it's about that respect, right? That inner respect, having that, like, you know what you want to do. You need to teach this part of your brain to respect the higher functioning part of your brain. It's just having clear-cut rules. That's where having rules, strategies, simplicity. So you've got that clarity. You know what you need to do. You're minimizing your decisions around your habits and food, so that therefore you have more willpower. You have that energy available. So when you need to harness it, you can do it. Okay, so there you go. Go train your inner puppy, and you'll make life much easier when you're trying to lose weight. Take care. Bye.